overview of the synopsis for global economic issues, fall 2020. So the full syllabus is posted at WyoWeb. All the details are there, all the details about COVID procedures, all the details about academic dishonesty. Man, don't cheat. That's just not worth it. All the details about course goals, course description, timeline, topics, everything is in there. And you should go look at it, read through it. If you got any questions, send me an email. What I want to do now is highlight what we're going to do here this semester. So the basics, that's me. There's my office. There's my office phone number. There's the department phone number. Best way to get a hold of me is that email, jramses. And again, everything will be posted on the WyoWeb course page or YouTube, and I will put the link to YouTube. So I usually post my lectures on YouTube because it's easy to access and you can get a hold of it. And I've sent you one lecture already with a welcome. You should be able to access that, no problem. Textbooks required. Both of these are required. The COIL one you have to pay for, and we're going to go through a chapter every 2 weeks. It's an interesting and very updated look at economics in terms of people, institutions, and markets. There's also a free online source book, the Core Econ. And this is a great introductory principles style book. And instead of you paying $200+ for a principles textbook, this is free and it's updated by great economists from around the world. Additional readings, I will give you additional readings and additional YouTubes for each lecture so you can hear other opinions than me. And you'll get an idea both from the left side of the political spectrum and the right side of the political spectrum. Some economists lean left, some lean right in terms of free markets and government intervention. And I will try to give an equal share of both of those. And again, I'll email you those links and I will post them on the WyoWeb. The grades, and so we got to do grading and 7 quizzes throughout the year, one every 2 weeks, and no makeup quizzes. Your top 6 will be used to figure out 70% of your grade, and the final exam is 30%, and that's comprehensive. You got to take the final. There's just no way out of that. And again, grades are not based on a curve, but percentages, and that's how I grade these quizzes. If you get a 10, that's a perfect answer. A 9 is an A, an 8's a B, etc. And if you're struggling with this class, I'm open to talk to you anytime, with a Zoom meeting, just me and you, or send me an email and we can talk on email or we can talk on the phone, whatever is easiest for you to figure this out. So the quizzes are going to be short answers typically. I'll give you in advance 3 to 5 candidate questions. And it says some will be short answers, but most of them will be, and some will use graphs, some won't. I will then pick 1 to 3 of these questions for you to answer as a short essay. And by short, I'm talking about half a page, single-spaced, or full page, double-spaced. It can go a little longer than that. And I want you to save them as PDFs before you email them back to me and put your name on it. And I understand that grading of short answers is subjective, but I've been doing this for nearly 4 decades now, and I will know if you are just making things up or you really are understanding the concepts I'm trying to teach. And if you think you understand the concepts, but you're not getting the grade you like, it's probably because you have an understanding that's pretty shaky, but maybe we can firm it up by discussion or come to the Zoom meetings, etc., and talk with me. You say, I thought I understood this, but really, if you're just trying to wing it, I'm gonna know, and it's gonna show accordingly. So what I'm looking for in these is framing the question as an economist, addressing the question as an economist, and expanding on the problem with your answer. By that, I mean, what are the principles involved? What economic principles are involved? How do these economic principles help you understand the policy question I'm trying to get you to answer? And then 3, what's your opinion of it? Do you agree with these principles? Why not? Do you think it is important to use economics to understand these? Is economics off base? I'm trying to get you to think like an economist, as I said before. It's not always easy because economics can be pretty brutal in the sense that we are looking at pros and cons of every issue. And we're trying to step away from the ideology of it and just look at what are the facts and how do we frame this problem to understand what's going on. Now, I know some of you will be more inclined to think this way than others, and that I understand. So if you don't like the score you got on your quiz, rather than just yelling at me, write it down. Why do you think you answered the question correctly? And why do you think I missed it? And I will read your answer. And if I agree, I'll give you points. If I don't agree, I'll tell you, and then we can talk about it. This is not meant just to torture you. This is meant to get you to peel back some of the ideology you have and to think of economics as a useful tool to allow you to dissect how people are interacting, trying to make their lives better by buying and selling, by trading, by setting up rules. We'll get into the details as we go along the semester. I understand it's subjective, just as long as you understand that I know what I've been doing for the last many years. So, but that doesn't mean you don't have a point and perhaps I didn't get it. Okay. Course description. So there really is about big questions. You can see the list of big questions here. I mean, these are pretty important stuff. What's fair? What are we really trying to raise all boats? Is why do a billion people still live on $2 a day? What are we going to do about climate risk? I mean, all these questions are huge and they're important. We can't just willy-nilly wing it, right? This is a lot of ideas. There's 7+ billion people on the planet all trying to have a better life. How do we get them to interact so there's not more wars or more civil wars, so that everybody feels like they have a chance to have this better life? And economics is the study of this. Right? We try to understand how everybody can create value through trade. And our main goals is to try to get you to understand why economics matters more to your daily life than you might think, and how we can make good policy better and prevent bad policy from getting worse. So we are really thinking about economics as a system. How do societies organize an economic system so that these private choices by everyone end up being best for society? How do we promote economic growth so everyone has a chance to reduce poverty and increase their well-being? And how do they do this without ruining the environment that we need to sustain life? I mean, it's no sense in having a great economy and a rotten natural environment. And it makes no sense to have a great economy if we can't sustain it over years, even though our lives are limited. Our offspring and everyone else's lives aren't. And so these are the big trade-off questions we're going to think about. So there's a lot going on. We're going to go into these things. Again, the syllabus is posted via web, the full details. These are the highlights. You got any questions, send me an email.